Hi folks, just wanted to jump on here and give you a bit of an update from Stendhal HQ, where we're at and looking forward, I suppose. It's no secret that independent festivals are struggling. Within the Irish independent camping festival market, Stendhal's one of the last remaining of the older guard. There's 10 or 12 notable festivals have gone by the way in the last number of years. It's very hard. There's been COVID, obviously. There was a cost of living crisis. We're facing a fuel crisis. Costs are just going up and up and up. And producing an event like Stendhal, where we're essentially building a pop-up town for 10,000 people for a weekend, and the amount of infrastructure, logistics, equipment hire, it's just becoming unsustainable. For 14 to 15 years, Stendhal has had small to medium sort of deficits, and we've always kind of managed that as best we can. One in every 3 years will be a good year, you catch up with yourself. But the reality is, since COVID, we've had deficits each year, which have now accumulated to quite an uncomfortable level, and it's taken its toll, and something needs to change. Every year we try and do more and more, give people more bang for their buck, put on a bigger, better experience than the last time, and it's not working. So we need to reimagine, reset, remodel, or worst case, put Stendhal to bed. When we started the festival, it was very simply about putting on a joyful weekend, celebrating creativity here in Laverty, Carma Valley, beautiful Carma Valley, listen to them birds. Building a community of festival makers, civic pride, and supporting, promoting and platforming Northern Irish emerging artists. None of our team had any experience when we started the event. We'd never even ran a music night in a bar, which is an upside down way for a festival to start, I suppose. But we've all learnt here at beautiful Ballymully. We're super proud of all the amazing outcomes of the festival. The laughs, the challenges, the memories, the friendships. It's been a roller coaster of a ride for the last 15 years. But the last number of years since COVID has been challenging. And I often describe, the format for me. It's a cycle now after 15 years, January to August. I call the love phase, where it's all go. New year, new me, waking up every morning, what's the possibilities of today? And it's a great mood to be in. But then when you hit September, you haven't covered yourself financially, you're going through the winter robbing Peter to pay Paul, owing people money, it's hard. And then to get up and do it all again from minus, not even from nothing, it's not sustainable. 14 of 15 years doing that has taken its toll. On a personal level, I'm a single income household, I have a 10-year-old child, and I've went 6-7 months the last 2 winters without getting a wage. So yeah, something's got to change, and our plan, target, challenge this year is to completely clear all our debt and be in a position to approach 2027 for the first time ever on an even keel, I suppose. I have to personally take responsibility for a lot of where we're at. Obviously I can't control the weather and artist sickness and stuff that's out of my hands, but I have been the one driving for more and more and trying to deliver more and more every year. I think the future is going to look like less is more, quality over quantity, and sustainability being front and centre along with enjoyability. I do feel it's important to mention the value piece. In Northern Ireland, the spend on the arts is £5 per head of capita versus £20 in Southern Ireland, 13 in Wales, 16 in Scotland, which is quite a staggering statistic for a post-conflict society and the society with the highest PTSD in Europe. The power of creativity, self-expression, self-confidence, innovation, socialisation around the arts is so massively undervalued, and in my opinion it should be held somewhere close to sport. And very recently the Department for Communities announced 9 million towards grassroots youth football, which is great, and I've no issue with that. But the entire arts budget for Northern Ireland, all adults employed via the Arts Council, organisations, independent artists, was £9 million. So that's just an example of the gulf and the lack of value placed on the arts. We ourselves reached out to the Department for Communities prior to Christmas to say, look, financially things are uncomfortable. Since COVID, our debts have been accumulating, blah, blah, blah. And there was no appetite to help. And we understand budgets are tight and, you know, decisions have to be made. But yeah, we just feel the value piece needs recognition and action. Stendhal has never been about money and, you know, trying to get as much money out of punters. You know, Stendhal prides itself on following, you know, high street prices, even though we have much bigger costs in setting it up. For people coming for 3 nights, we're delivering 34 hours of entertainment, which works out at what, I think something like £4 an hour. You know, I can't remember the last gig I went to for 2 hours that was £8. We're championing the value piece, and that's what's at the heart of Stendhal. It's about accessibility, supporting local artists. As we approach our sweet 16th, I guess like most 16-year-olds, we're facing a bit of an identity crisis. So yeah, we thought we'd just put our cards on the table and let everybody know where we're at. And try to rally a bit of extra support and goodwill. The festival here has been built on goodwill, there's no doubt about it. I suppose we're looking to harness a little bit of that back for the future of the festival. It's now less than 2 weeks to go, and the dream would be to sell this baby out for the first time in 16 years and really sink our debt. But we need your help to do that. Online, likes, shares, comments are great and do help push us up the algorithm food chain, but it's the real stuff. It's lifting the phone, speaking to friends, family, work colleagues, inviting somebody from your tribe to come and start their summer at beautiful Ballymully, start their summer in style. We're a tenacious bunch here at Stendhal, and we've faced all sorts of challenges over the last 15 years. This isn't the first challenge that we've faced, but it's certainly our greatest challenge to date. It did seem for a long time in those negative months that this was going to be our last hurrah. But I'm glad to say now, with the lighter, brighter days, and obviously less than 2 weeks to go, we're committed here. We're going to put on a fantastic festival, but we've got a grit in our teeth, a fire in our belly, that this is not going to be the final curtain call. Since we started filming this, you know, we've been debating whether to put it out or not. Will it come across as negative? Will people think the festival's not going to happen? It's definitely happening. As you can see, we didn't put the wool up in the trees for nothing. Since we had started filming this, we also reached out to our local council. Cards on the table, told them of our uncomfortable financial position, seeking a little bit of extra support. And I'm very saddened to say one party, you can probably guess who it is, made a group decision not to support us at this time of need, despite it being potentially critical. You know, and for an event that has grown organically for the last 15 years within the parish, to not be supported is just disappointing and sad. The festival is worth a lot economically if we're measuring in monetary terms, but the real stuff, the joy, the impact, the community, the civic pride, you know, putting on the largest gathering of tents annually within Northern Ireland hasn't resonated with our local councillors. Thankfully, this party, probably due to this kind of short-sightedness, hold less cards these days. And we'd like to sincerely thank all the other councillors, as well as the 2 abstained votes, for acknowledging the power of the arts and culture, our role within that, locally, nationally and internationally. So thank you. And as for the culture value piece within Northern Ireland in general, we believe the more joyful things in life should have a seat at the top table. And the Department for Communities consuming the arts is a far cry from the old decal, you know, Department for Culture, Arts and Leisure. Each of these things, culture, arts and leisure, are huge in mental strength and in developing and building community, which is needed now more than ever, as we all know. That's what we've been fighting for all these years. Everything we stand for is community, joy and a more holistic approach to the social contract. And we feel the appreciation of the arts, or complete lack of appreciation of the arts sector versus all the other sectors, really needs action. And if we're hitting the winter with an extra inch in our step than the 14, 15 winters beforehand, that's the fight that we're going to keep on fighting. Our work is more important than ever, and the one thing I can promise you is that in less than 2 weeks' time, we are going to put on the best ever festival we've delivered. The site is already looking amazing. Carma Valley is simmering in anticipation of everybody arriving. Our team have been working incredibly hard over the last number of weeks. And, you know, imaginations have been running overtime on little projects here and there, everybody tinkering away. So yeah, we're just in the final moments really of executing our best ever festival, and we can't wait for you all to see it. It really will be a truly immersive escape where you can come, forget about the outside world, leave your worries at the front gate, and come and celebrate humanity at its best. Humans together, having a good time in a field. Hope to see you here.